All right, hello and welcome to Cyberpunk Day 2022. Today I am joined by Andrew McGee, who is the writer, director, producer, and editor of Venus, a short cyberpunk film. We've had the good fortune to screen it last year and discuss it the year before. Joined again by Andrew this year to talk about the last year in Venus.
Hi, Matthew. Thank you for having me back again for the third time. It's amazing to be here. Um, it feels like no time has passed really since the first one,
Yeah, no kidding.
mid-pandemic. Um, but I guess where do I start on Venus? It's been online now for about since the beginning of the year, and since then the reception has been amazing. Before that we had our kind of exclusive premiere online on Cyberpunk Day, and people got to see it then. But now it's kind of opened up fully into cyberspace, and it's just it's nuts. Like it's over 220,000 people have seen it now, which is uh, exponentially more than anybody who saw it the year before, when it was just kind of online festivals and a few live ones.
Well, congratulations. That's huge. That's a huge success. You also did do a couple of festivals too, though, yeah?
Yeah, we had a pretty good festival run for pretty much the whole of 2021. So we held off on the release in 2020. That's when we kind of finished it. So we didn't want to just have this really kind of epic cinematic sci-fi to be screened only on online festivals and people's laptops and mobiles. Is not really the full experience. So yeah, we got to see it. Well, it was kind of screening all over the world, and I went over to Boston for the Boston Sci-Fi Festival there, and London Sci-Fi, and just the experience of seeing it with an audience and hearing it as well. That was the most exciting thing, because we've got a pretty decent sized TV here, but not the whole surround sound speakers of the cinema. So suddenly, there's a whole new appreciation for the sound design and the composer did there.
Yeah, it's funny. It is very cyberpunk for everybody to have to watch their movies on their phones and on their homes and screened into their brains or whatever. But
Yeah,
it doesn't actually serve the genre well because, even though it's a dystopia so much of the time, it looks so much better on a big screen. To see those sweeping sprawls of neon is really, you can't beat it on the, like, by seeing it on the big screen. It's just the best version.
yeah, exactly.
And so what's next for Venus? What do you got? What are you hoping to do now that
So
it's out there?
yeah, the plan all along has been to use the short film as well as like its own self-contained narrative to make a feature-length film based on that proof of concept. So that's kind of been my main goal for the last year, to get that ball rolling, and it's going to continue to be my main goal until it's made. Um, yeah, at the moment the approach is we're just focusing on the writing of it and making sure it's kind of in the best possible shape script wise, to get into the pitching and finding producers and getting them attached. So we've started discussions, and yeah, I'm optimistic. Like, it will happen. It's just kind of a matter of time and when. And even for a modest budget of 5 to 10 million, which is modest somehow in the world of sci-fi filmmaking. Yeah, it's as a first feature and kind of early on in my career, my 20s. It's still going to be a journey, but yeah, definitely going to get there.
Well, great. And when you created the world and started writing the story for the short, did you have a concept in mind for what you wanted for the full story, or has that come subsequently?
Yeah, it was a bit of a bluff at the very beginning when I knew I wanted to make a feature, but I didn't know what it would look like based on the script of the short. But as production continued on that, and as we shot it, and as we were in post production for a good while, um, I kept working on that kind of larger narrative, and it quite naturally sort of came together. I've now got 120-page script of the full thing, which the short film is kind of the blueprint for, like or at least for the first kind of act of the film, and then it escalates further, and quite logically, I think. There's a few details changed about the world building, but the overall setup is the same. And yeah, I'm not, I'm still loving investing my time into that world and its characters, and yeah, the possibilities
Yeah, I
of all
mean,
of it.
it's a great world and it's fascinating. And I think anybody who watches the short wants just more. And that was my reaction anyway. I remember we discussed it
Yeah,
last year. Is that I just wanted more. And so I think, certainly having it start in the same place as the short can work really well as a proof of concept. If you're showing the short to people who hopefully will provide some money, you can say, look,
totally.
this is the world, you're just going to get more of this. And I expect you probably won't have a hard time
I
pitching
hope so.
people.
Yeah, I mean that's the benefit, that the advantage we have coming with a script is like, well, we've already made this to show you. Well, we're going to make this, but more of it.
Right.
So
It's not just words on a page.
yeah,
Here's something you can look at. Here's a world, and here's how it looks, and here's the colors. I mean, in the colors in that movie, I don't need to. We're gonna show it after this, so
oh,
anybody watching this is gonna. It's such a gorgeous, gorgeous movie.
that's all on Miguel, the DP. He's just a genius. He's doing massive stuff these days as well, in feature films and music videos. Like, yeah, he's in the big leagues, but
Oh,
he's
great.
still
Well,
a great
hopefully you'll get him
DP.
back when you're playing in the big leagues too now.
Oh, he's well, so, um, but yeah, he's definitely going to be on board for the future as well.
That's great. And so, what's next for you outside of Venus? What else do you got coming up?
Yeah, so on top of the long term goal of making Venus the future, I have a new short film in mind, which I'm planning to film kind of early next year. Also in the same kind of sci-fi area, but not quite as cyberpunk, more kind of in the Black Mirror territory, near future.
Mm-hmm.
So I can give you the kind of exclusive drop on the
Yes,
what that's going to be
please.
about. Yeah. So at the moment, it's called Smart Sight, and it's about the about smart lens technology. So I don't know if you've been seeing these articles about contact lenses with kind of smart tech capability,
Mm-hmm.
but they might be the next big thing. In the next decade, couple of decades. So it's about that technology and the benefits of that. Basically an interface that you kind of can interact with without a phone. Sort of what Google Glass tried to do quite a few years ago. All the big companies are kind of patenting this technology now, and also the potential downfalls of it. And in this case, the story is about a woman going on online dating, kind of online dating version in the near future, and using this technology to kind of combat her anxiety of meeting people in the real world. So it can prompt what to say and that kind of thing. But then the lenses get hacked. So imagine your computer is held for ransom by malware. What happens if that's in your eyes, and your eyes are kind of held for ransom? So that's the
I mean,
escalation.
that sounds like a Black Mirror right there.
Yeah, very much so. Not as bleak, I can say. It's not going to end with her cutting her eyes out.
Tearing her eyes out. Or
Yeah.
well, that sounds really, really, really great. I cannot wait to see it. In the world of my books, they're called lens screens, as just one word, where the S at the end of lens is screens. But it is a technology that I know interests a lot of cyberpunk authors and cyberpunk viewers. So I know that the people who are viewing this are probably going to be really stoked to see that. Hopefully, maybe we'll be able to air it on a cyberpunk day too.
Yeah, that's the aim. So this time next year, hopefully that will be the screening. I'll probably be doing a Kickstarter campaign beginning of next year. So anybody who wants to follow along with that, then just I'll be posting it on the Venus page and
Oh,
keeping it.
great. Yeah. So that's a great reminder. Follow Andrew and Venus on Twitter, Instagram, all of the social medias to get the word on that announcement. And we'll try to send it out to our mailing list to get it out to everybody who wants. Well, Andrew, thank you so much for joining us. And now the folks are going to get to enjoy a screening of Venus.
I hope they do. Thank you.
Thanks.